If you're a teacher, instructor, review center, professional, or hiring manager who want to assess your teams and student, then Proovli is built for you. It allows you to create and run your assessment, monitor activity in real time, and you could also run your paid assessment through one platform. Beyond that, our main vision is to create assessment more hands-on on the future. So come and I'll show you how it works. So we are now on the landing page of Proovli. So the first thing you need to do here is to log in. So click the button, go to login, and log in with your Google account. So after you log in, you will go here in the instructor dashboard, wherein you could view all the total of your assessment, student, and your paid assessment also. And you could view all the paid assessment that you created here, the participant of that assessment, and item analysis of those assessment. So to create your first ever assessment on Proovli, you will click this create assessment. So let's put our title of our first ever assessment in Proovli. In this part, visibility, you will choose if you want your assessment to be private or public. If you choose private, it means you will conduct your assessment in a specific class, so choose private. If you want to show it on the dashboard, explore page, then choose public. For this assessment, let's choose the private. And you will also select the category of that assessment. So let's say education. And you could also set the passing percentage of your assessment. The default is 50. And you have the option if you want them to retake the assessment. So by the way, in Proovli, 1 credit is equals to 60 student and 1 attempt only. So if you put this to 62, it means you need to pay 2 credits. So for this assessment, let's say it's only 60 student, and you could also put the expiry date of your assessment and enable the certification if you do have one. If you enable this, here you could customize the logo, the signature image, your instructor label, your name, and the certificate description if you do have. But if you don't have anything up here to customize, then it will fall to default in Proovli. So for this assessment, let's don't enable the certificate for now. And you do have the option also to enable our non-invasive feature, which is the tab tracking in Proovli. So let's enable that. This is how you create your first ever question in your assessment. Here in Proovli, we do have 3 different types of question: MCQ, true or false, and identification. So let's create each one of them. Now that we created our 3 different types of question in our assessment, let me guide you what it's on there per card. So per card, you do have a question title, and you could also, by the way, put an question image if you do have one, and customize the timer per question. So the default is 30 seconds, and choose the correct answer in MCQ, and you could also customize the points per question. So let's say this is 5 points, and this is how true or false works also. You put the timer, points, and correct answer, the same with the identification. And identification, if you do have more answer to the question, you could just separate it with comma. It will already automatically make it a list of acceptable answers. And if you want to be case sensitive, and trim white space. Oh, by the way, the reason why I put per order in our per question is, usually I don't do this, but just to show you later how the randomization works in our platform. So what I mean by randomization is per student have different order of these questions. So maybe the student 4 start from question 2, and maybe the student 5 start from the original order. So I think we already finished, and here at the bottom you do have a option if you want to be paid assessment or not. So for this assessment, let's say we don't want to make this failed assessment since this is a demonstration. So finally, once we already created our assessment, we put the title, the description, passing percentage, retake limit, student limit, and proctoring features. We want to enable it. We carefully review per question, the correct points, the correct answer, the timer, etc. So we could finally click this button, create assessment. After we click it, it will return a code, which is we will give it to our student so that they could search it later on the dashboard. So this is the dashboard page of the Proovli, wherein the student will search the code that generate earlier that you gave to them, and they will search your assessment and they will join on it. After that, they will go to the My Assessment, and in this page, this is where they will take the assessment and start assessment. So, like we said earlier, per student have different order of the assessment questions. So, like for this instance, we start from the number 2. So, usually should start from the number 1, but to add friction to per student and to make them practice integrity, we make it randomized. And this is how they answer per question. And after that, it will generate their attempt assessment result. And for you as an instructor, if you want to monitor the real-time activity of your assessment, you will just click the open button and you will see this open live monitor. But before we click this, here you can view the participants that already enrolled in your assessment and those who already attempt on that assessment. And here also for the item analysis. So let's go back to the overview and click the open live monitor. In this page, you can view the real-time activity of the student in your assessment, what number they are currently answering, if their status is finished, warning, offline, or active. And this is the end of the demonstration of Proovli. I hope you will use it, and if you know someone who need this badly, then I hope you refer to them. Thank you and God bless.